carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew members. In a helicopter, a Black Hawk, were at least 3 U.S. soldiers at the time of the collision, according to the statements of the senior defense official. The number of casualties is not yet known, but the police forces have pulled at least 18 bodies from the Potomac River. Maryland State Police divers are on the scene to help search in the river. The Federal Aviation Administration stated that Reagan National Airport has been closed temporarily and flights have been diverted to the Baltimore-Washington International Marshall Airport. Moreover, the U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter that collided with American Airlines Flight 5342 was on a training flight at the time of the accident, declared the spokesperson for the Joint Task Force National Capital Region, Heather Sharris. This is for an Emergency Medical Service Chief John A. Donnelly. Senior said all search and rescue efforts taking place right now are in the water, that conditions are dangerous, and that recovery efforts will likely take several days. The U.S. Department of Defense described the event as an accident and ruled out the possibility of a terrorist attack. U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order on Wednesday to open a migration detention center at the Guantanamo National Naval Base. Trump announced that the new space will be used to detain up to 30,000 undocumented immigrants in the U.S. who allegedly represents a threat to society. The U.S. head of state inscribed the executive order following a White House event at which he signed his first legislation as president in Bradley law, which will facilitate the arrest and deportation of undocumented foreigners charged with misdemeanors. Cuba rejects on Wednesday the decision announced by the U.S. President Donald Trump to use the Guantanamo Naval Base to incarcerate tens of thousands of migrants he has proposed to forcibly expel. A communique from Cuba's Ministry of Foreign Affairs expressed that this decision is a demonstration of the brutality with which Washington is acting to supposedly correct problems created by the economic and social conditions of the country. The document also indicates that many of the people the U.S. is expelling or intends to expel are victims of that government's own plundering policies and field labor fields that have historically exceeded in agriculture, construction, industry, services, and various sectors of the U.S. economy. Furthermore, the MINREX note explains that the territory where Washington intends to lock them up does not belong to the U.S. It is a portion of Cuban territory which remains militarily occupied illegally and against the will of the Cuban nation. Finally, it points out that the responsible use of that place will generate a scenario of risk and insecurity in the illegal enclave and its surroundings. Days before the first national public consultation of 2025, teleSUR visited different communes to know the transformation that their inhabitants have carried out through this democratic and participative initiative. Belén de los Santos with more detail from the panel 2021 commune.
On Sunday, February 2nd, the communes and communal circuits of Venezuela will go to the polls. Instead of electing representatives, Venezuelans will be able to directly decide which community projects will be financed in their territories. This is the third national public consultation, another chapter in the construction of Bolivarian participative and protagonist democracy. In the El Panal 2021 commune, located in the iconic 23 de Enero parish in Caracas, this new instance of popular organization is eagerly awaited.
With lots of joy, with much enthusiasm, in recent days we held an assembly with our 9 communities, where they postulated 6 projects ranging from repairs to cultural spaces, fixing of leaks in our buildings, in our houses. We have tried to ensure that the reality of our communities is represented in this participation of the 2025 National Public Consultation.
The 2 previous national consultations held in 2024 have already left their mark in El Panal. At that time, the residents of the commune decided to finance the renovation of a staircase of vital importance for the daily life of the commune and the purchase of an ambulance to guarantee the transfers to health centers. These projects are now a reality.
The ambulance is for us, our first executed project. It was really an initiative of our people. It has changed the community a lot. Now from the people's power it is possible with a lot of effort to have our own means for the transfer and health care of our people.
And truly, many people, both here in Building 28 and in the whole community, have benefited from having the ambulance, people from here and from outside, so it is very good, it really is.
For the neighbors of El Panal, the consultation evidences the steps taken by the Bolivarian government to achieve a participative and protagonist democracy based on the strengthening of the popular power.
This relation between the government and the grassroots popular power is fundamental to really reorganize the whole of society, to put the people al mando, we would say in Spanish, in control of their own lives collectively, not individually, the people, the working class, in charge of their history, of their daily life, of their economy. That is basically what the commune is, and these councils are an exercise that helps us go in that direction.
The walls of El Panal speak of a history of struggle and a clear horizon for the future. The consolidation of popular power and the creative capacity of the inhabitants to transform their own territory. In this sense, the public consultations are a step farther on the road to this dignified and sovereign destiny.
Because here they do not come to do what others think is convenient for us, or what they think we need. We have a plan, and that work plan is called a concrete agenda of action, what we want in the short, medium and long term. On February 2nd, the people come out, they wake up very early to go out to vote, to choose. We get the results and then this government, this communal government, this new government of the communes, goes out and carries out these projects, executes them financially and with its qualified labor force, because we have that force.
Belén de los Santos, Denise Arabí, for teleSUR, Caracas, Venezuela.
Palestinian Ministry of Foreign Affairs and expatriates rang alarm bells on the fact that he said passed a bill to allow Israeli shelters to purchase Palestinian lands in the occupied West Bank. The ministry condemned that. They considered that the measure represents a deep end in the invasion of the West Bank, including East Jerusalem, and the application of Israeli laws in the occupied Palestinian territory in a flagrant violation of international law and disregard for international legitimacy and its resolution, as well as the Geneva Convention and signed agreements. The Israeli bill further constitutes a new episode in the plans of genocide, displacement, and annexation, with a target of whipping Palestinians off the face of the earth. The Palestinian resistance movement Hamas is screening out on Thursday the release of 3 Israeli hostages in exchange for more than 100 Palestinian held hostages in Israeli regime prisons. During this Thursday morning, the Israeli military woman Agan Barger was handed over to the Red Cross during a ceremony in the Jabal refugee camp in the north of Gaza. 2 other Israelis will be released during the day, who will also be accompanied by 5 Thai nationals who were not scheduled to be exchanged in the first phase of the agreement. 2 releases have so far taken place, including 7 Israeli women exchanged for 290 Palestinian citizens, many of whom were forced into exile in other nations after their release. In the U.S., National Airport, the passengers plane